can share this afterwards. Someone is saying no link sent from the group. So let me copy and paste this. Whoever is on the product channel group or whoever needs to get in. All right, cool. So let's start. Today I'm going to be sharing my screen and we're going to walk in through my screen. Everything is going to be covered. And then at the end of today, we would have some time to take questions and feedback from everyone. If you have a question during my presentation, please you can put your question in the chat, and Jami and any of my students that are here, you can, just help me take note of those questions. You can also raise your hands. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you would find a reaction button where you can raise your hands and I can answer any question. But there will be a very good amount of time, good ample time towards the end for questions. So we are also going to address that here. All right, if you can see my screen, you would let me know if you're seeing the right screen. So you're seeing product management training, yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
okay.
Coach, we can see
So
it.
I'm going to jump right into the agenda. Today, we're going to be meeting me, and sure some of my students in my current class probably haven't been able to attend one of these sessions where I introduce myself. So maybe to also be an introduction to some of them that have missed that. But we'll be talking about who is Coach Rennie, who is Irene, and who is me, who am I, and how do I offer my training, and why am I an authority in this space. Then we'll be looking at what product management is. We'll be looking at the roles. We'll be looking at why Agile, why are we even in this space. What is AI prompt engineering, which is something that I'm currently trying to introduce. No, I'm already introducing into my teaching. And then we'll also look at some of the current coverage areas. We'll look at real-time opportunities. So we'll be going to Indeed and LinkedIn to see what is actually in the market. And then, of course, I'll be walking you through how the training flows and then training timeline. And then we would have opportunity to meet some of my current and alumni students that are on this call. And then we'll take Q&A at the end of the day. Cool. So my name is Irene Reese. I'm originally from Delta State, Nigeria. I am also called Coach Rennie by my students, but I go by either Irene or Coach Rennie. Anyone works great for me. So in terms of education, I had BSc Microbiology from Delta State University. I also have my MBA in Business Administration from Lagos Business School. Then I had a platform strategy certification from MIT in America, in Boston here. And then, of course, I have an Agile Leadership Transformation certification from Harvard. These last two certifications actually helped me launch myself into the product management space because platform strategy is really the platform. This is a platform. Zoom is a platform. Amazon is a platform. They are all products where users can interact with either each other or with sellers or interact to buy a product. So taking the platform strategy certification at MIT literally helped me understand how platforms work and what strategy is behind and what thinking is behind those platforms. In terms of certification, I'm a certified Scrum Master, certified Scrum Product Owner, I'm a SAFe Program Consultant. So I am also into the scaled Agile space where I help organizations transition from using Agile to using a scaled form of Agile. I'm a certified Agile coach, and I also have a cybersecurity certification from ISC2. In terms of experience, I have 10 years experience as corporate and sales back in Nigeria. And then, of course, project management, been handling projects in different areas. I will be looking at some of the products I've handled. And then also 10 years product management, which covers roles around business analyst, Scrum Master, and PO roles. In terms of products, I have handled and still currently handling IVR robotics products, AI, artificial intelligence products, e-commerce, fintech, healthcare, CRM, and I've worked in industries across board. So healthcare, insurance, payroll, e-commerce, and all the likes. And what the difference between in industry and product is? An industry, for example, I'm currently in a fintech industry in the insurance space. However, I'm handling AI products and I'm handling employee technology products. So you could be in an industry, but you're actually working on a different product. And I'm going to jump, give more explanation of what we mean by product, right? Because, typically when you hear product, you think that it's a shoe or a bag or a cup. Actually, product in the Agile space is the soft product, right? So how do you actually sell that shoe or sell that house? Amazon is a product. We're looking at applications, either web applications or mobile applications. All of these are products in our space. So when you hear us as agile professionals or product managers saying products, we are actually talking of soft products. So we're talking of mobile applications, we're talking of web applications, and we're talking about how do we move or transition or communicate products through a software to our end users. Now I'm going to quickly talk about what product management is. I just mentioned that product means a software, right? We're not talking of a hardware, so we're talking of the actual house, right? So let's look at a house as a product. We are now looking at Zillow. How do you sell that house? So the platform or the application for how you sell or rent an apartment is now the product we're looking at in this space. So in this case, product management is a strategic role within the company. And as a product manager, you are responsible for overseeing the development, the launch, and success of a product or product. So if you are in product management in, say, Uber or in Amazon, you are actually responsible for overseeing the development, the launch, and success of a product. So for example, within Amazon, you want to create a new, a new page where people that want to, let's say, get married can pool resources together to contribute towards their gifts, which I think we have a gift registry on Amazon. However, the ability for you to listen to the business problem and understand that this is what we are trying to build within this application, that aspect is called the product management aspect. So you are managing products, you are overseeing products, you are helping develop products, you are launching products, different aspects of it, but you are interacting with with actual products within the organization. And then, of course, if you look at the Venn diagram to the right, you have technology, you have customer, and you have business. Product management is that thing that connects everything together. So as a product manager, you are in the middle of this Venn diagram, and you're ensuring that the customer need is taken in, the technology aspect is imputed to actually enhance that customer need or solve that business, that government and customer's problem, and you're ensuring that you're working with the business to tie to the business goals or the business need. And now the combination of all of this is where product management comes in, and that's where product managers come in. Like, how do you understand what the business needs? How do you listen? How do you identify and listen to the customer and collect all those informations, ensure that you enhance it through technology, and then help the customer solve their problem? That is the high-end summary of what a product management role entails, and that is what we actually do train in this class. Now, the next question is, why are companies actually going agile, right? So back in the days, for those people that have worked in projects management, so there is project, which is actually managing projects. So for example, the project of building a house. So who are the contractors? Do we build the foundation? What are the list of things we need to buy? We need to buy cement, we need to buy blocks. That is project management. Now, product management is software. How do we actually apply technology in enhancing or building this product is where it comes in. Now, there is now the agile aspect of it. So you hear a lot of agile business analyst, agile product owner. What then is agile? Agility, in the simple English sense, is the ability to move quick and effortless, right? Simple English, no big deal. Now, why are companies trying to go agile? What's the reason? What's the business with agility versus business? And in terms of the products I just talked about, how does that connect? Now, companies are trying to build products very quickly. For example, back in the days, right, we want to build a website. The waterfall methodology, which you probably have heard if you've been researching Agile, is we have to wait till the whole web application is built before we now release it to the customer. At that point, you spend 6 months or 1 year, and the customer may not like it. So if you look at the last video, you build the whole product, and then by the time you deliver it to the customer, this is not what we want. That is what people are moving away from. They are moving from the not so agile environment, and they are moving to the very first video where you see a soccer team, typical 11 people, which is the typical number of people on an agile team. Everybody has a goal. So you have a product owner, you have the scrum master, you have the business analyst, you have the developer, you have the QA. Everybody is working together to achieve a goal in a short period of time. So if you look at soccer, in 90 minutes, the whole game is done. In that short period of time, usually in 2 weeks in the agile methodology, we want to make sure that we have been able to release something we call an MVP, something for the users to see. so that if it's not good, right, we can quickly go back to the drawing board and make efforts and make changes. So that is why a lot of companies want to have a very equipped team, which we call the project management team, to help them come together and build products very quickly, very fast, and churn it out to the environment in a very short period of time, which is where Agile is coming in. So the word Agile, if you hear it in all of the product management roles, it comes from the word agility, to move effortlessly and to move quick, and most importantly, carry your stakeholders along. Now, the next slide is showing some of the key framework and ideas behind Agile, right? We want to be flexible. We want to be ready for unpredictable change. We want to communicate with stakeholders. We want to ship work in quick increments so that we can always be learning, right? So for example, you are building a new app on Uber, and the new app, which is actually a new app in Uber, where you can actually add your teenage child to your current profile app, Uber app, and monitor when they get it right and how they go. So that is an example of a new feature that you need to enhance as a product owner. Now, in a scenario where that happens, you as a product owner, for example, we take that information and you have to work with the technical team to see how we can add that new feature into the Uber app. But in the real sense of it, you're not just going to wait and finish building that entire new feature and just throw it out to your customer. You want a situation where you can be asking your customer. So let's say one of my customers is Nate and one of my customers is Asan, who are parents that use Uber. I want to add a new aspect to that Uber application, and I want to go to Asanat and say, does this make sense? Is this what you were thinking? Would you have wanted this differently? Or I want to create a visual and share with Nate and say, give me some feedback. Before we spend all this time and all this resource building it, we want to make sure we're able to get feedback quickly from our stakeholders so that we are very good on our time and we're very responsible in how we are building our products. Right. Now, I'll take the next slide, which is now showing different areas that a lot of organizations are beginning to embrace Agile. And I like giving this example. When I was taking my course with Harvard on Agile transformation, I did see a lot of people from different aspects, right? So I saw people from the Navy, I saw people from Social Security, I got people from mortgage companies, marketing companies, and I was so curious. I'm like, why is everyone in the industry, everyone in the space is trying to see how they can actually introduce Agile into the way they work? Because everyone wants to work smart, right? Everyone wants to manage resources. Everyone wants to make sure that they are churning out things to the right customer. For example, the marketing folks that came for that meeting, after having a conversation with them, they mentioned that sometimes building a TV ad could take a long time. And by the time you're done, competition has done something even better. So they want a scenario where they can be checking with their customers in short increments of time and getting real-time feedback from their customers. How can they actually meet the need of your customers? Now, for this sake alone, a lot of industries are going into Agile. And I like to share this slide because not just organizations that are technically inclined. We have software development, we have IT companies, we have operations, we have marketing, we have mortgage. All industries are actually looking for and actively looking for ways that they can incorporate Agile into their way of working. And this means that there will always and always be job opportunities because more organizations and more companies are opening up to the fact that Agile exists and Agile will actually make their work better. And now these numbers are continuously going to grow and increase because more folks are continually trying to find ways to get this into their system. And that's why when you go on Indeed and LinkedIn, you continue to see needs for this role. Sometimes they rephrase it and reward it and make it their own name, but at the end of the line, they're looking for product managers that can help them actually manage and bring their products from inception to completion. All right, so let's look at what these product management roles are. And once I complete this one, if anyone has any question, I'm happy to take a pause and take one or two of the questions as they come in. So let's look at these project management roles. There are three key roles that I like to look at in terms of product management roles, right? We have the Scrum Master, we have the product owner, we have the business analyst. Now, these are the key product managers within the project, within the product team, meaning that you would have the technical part, who are the developers, who are the ones that code. They are not in this visual. We are looking at the business aspect of product management, the folks that interact directly with the business, and transition this information to the various other members of the team, including the customers who are the external stakeholders. I like to give them names, right? So for example, these are the 3 key roles, and these are the 3 key roles that we train for. Now you have the product owner, who I call the voice of the business, and I'm going to throw more light on him, so I'm not going to dwell on him here because I have a slide where I explain some of the key things that he does, but just look at him as the voice of the business, right? They are the ones that connect with the business on a regular basis and understand the business needs and communicate that business need to the business analyst, who I call the middleman between the business and the development team. So the business analyst will definitely take this information from the product owner or from the business and work with the technical team or development team to execute this project. And I like to call the Scrum Master the mother hen, meaning that just like the mother hen protects their chick, they want to make sure that they are able to connect and protect all members of the development team, including the BA, including the developers, the QA, just making sure that everything is going as planned and nobody's feeling overwhelmed, nobody's feeling stressed out. So these 3 roles are actually very, very key in ensuring that the product management team is well equipped with everything that they need, and to ensure that the developers have everything that they indeed need to work with. And these 3 roles are very, very important in any organization that has a product, meaning any organization that has an application, a web application, a mobile application. These 3 roles are important. Now, the next slide is going to show how sometimes these roles can interwoven within each other. So, for example, this is the same theme up and down, but I want to start with this one. You can see that you have the product owner here, you have the Scrum Master. Sometimes when you go online to look at the product management roles, you may notice that you won't see a business analyst called out, because a business analyst is a development team. It's part of development team. We call them the developers that don't code, basically, but they are a member of development team. In this case, they help the team to understand and break down business requirements. So there's a business need, there's a business requirement. We need to enhance a new feature. We need to create a new application or a mobile application or a new landing page. The product owner will communicate that to the business analyst, who is now going to break this down into something we call business requirements and help this development team understand it enough to build it or to execute it. Now, when you see the second row, you see you still have the same thing, but now the yellow dress is on the product owner, meaning in this case, a BA can also stand in the position of a product owner. And in this time, they will collect business requirements directly from the business stakeholders, and they would still help the development team understand what needs to be done and ensure that they have everything that they need. Now, why am I saying this and why am I calling this out? Sometimes you will be employed as a business analyst, but there is no product owner on that role, and you have the ability or the capacity to handle the role of a product owner, because the real difference between the BA and the product owner is that the product owner is the one that collects the information directly from the business, so they attend the business meetings. But in a case where the company just wants one person to do this role, you can actually be in the middle, collect the information from the business, and transition that information down to your development team. Is anyone has any question around this slide? Because I know it looks a little bit. Anyone needs clarity on this, or I know my students on the call will understand it, but anyone from outside the ABS community that wants more clarity on what these 2 roles and how they.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah,
okay,
my name is Roy.
Mm-hmm.
And my question would be, does it mean, from your illustration, does it mean the team doesn't have a direct interface with the customer?
Awesome, great question. The team has. No, the development team will not have a direct collaboration with the customer, because this guy here is the middleman, is the voice of the business. This guy here is going to be the one to interact with the customer directly, collect the information, and send it to the BA, who is going to break down that business requirement into technical requirements and give to these guys to code. The developers don't have business directly with the stakeholder unless when absolutely necessary, and they need to connect with the business side to really truly understand the need. So maybe the middleman here, the PO or the BA, cannot really understand, call it a chat session. So in a chat session, they will pull some of the technical teams into that meeting with the business team to better understand it. So it's a joint application discussion where we say, okay, you know what, we have 2 members of our tech team, and then we have business side. Let's talk about this, and let's just make sure that we all on the same page and we all understand it. Other than that, no, the PO or the BA will interact with the stakeholder and communicate that to developers.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that question. All right. Absence of no other question, I'm going to proceed to my next slide, who is now describing the product owner. Now, the product owner, like I did mention before, they are sort of the verse of the business, but beyond that, so they define the vision. So they already understand, okay, in the next Q3, the business wants to create a new mobile app that will address this set of customers. So they understand it, and they'll have to see, what does that mean for my team, right? Do we have to prioritize our work to make sure that we can meet that demand, to meet that feature? They manage something we call the product backlog, which is a to-do list. What are the things we need to do, right? So they manage it, they prioritize the business need. Okay, based on what the business is saying, I think that for now, our focus has to be X, Y, Z. And so they prioritize that business need. They oversee the development needs and stages, like they just make sure that they are there. And then, of course, like remember I said that the BA can also carry out these roles, because sometimes organizations just want one person to do this. They participate in the daily Scrum sessions. They can terminate a sprint, meaning they can say, okay, you know what, this work is no longer needed by the business. Because they are always constantly collaborating with the business, they would know. And they have the authority to say, I'm canceling this sprint, this is not working out. Let's start another effort that has come to us. They act as a primary liaison between the business and the development team, and they also anticipate client needs. These are just ways of saying these are the guys that interface with the business to ensure that everything that is required and is needed is communicated to the development team and executed as well. Now, I like to always share this slide to say the roles of a business analyst and product owner are overlapping in most sense. So I have personally run roles where I'm a PO and I have no BA. So I'm literally collecting information from the key stakeholders and communicating this business needs to the tech team, right? And also, I'm also able to stand as a role as a business analyst and cover both roles. So some of the overlapping work from between the PO and the business analyst, of course, business priorities, product roadmap, feature definition, decision-making, user story writing, most of these things can be done by both roles. And it's always important to call out that most of my students, when I prepare them to say that they can actually function in these 2 roles, because these roles are interwoven. And when I teach in class, I'm making sure that they understand everything that is required from both roles. Now, if you look at the Scrum Master, I call them the mother hen, because they make sure that they foster communication between the team and make sure that everybody understands each other. They facilitate all the meetings, stand-up meetings, retro meetings, sprint planning meetings. And in class, we make sure that we role play all of these roles so that we can understand how they are done in real life, right? They coach the team, they support the team, they remove blockers, meaning if Nate was working and he's having issues with his computer or something is not working out, this Scrum Master is going to say, Nate, how can I help you, right? Can I reach out to the IT? They're just always making sure that they show that care and they are sensitive to their team, making sure that the team is not overwhelmed, making sure that the team is confident of the work they are doing, basically just being a mother on the team and ensuring that everybody's fine. Malcolm.
Okay, thank you. I just want to take you back a little bit. You said something about the BA and the PO being similar in role, but is there anything like distinctly stands PO out or BA out?
Very good question. Very distinct. I always say this to my students. The PO is almost like just the business person. Most times they don't get their hands dirty, right? The business analyst analyzes that business problem, must be very good and hands-on in documentation, in setting documentation. So there is something we call the business requirement document. They must build out that document and help the team and help the business. Now, the PO is almost like the person that must be in all the business meetings and must understand high-level business needs. They may not really get their hands dirty with building documentation, right? Because they will not break it down or analyze it. Instead, they will send it to the business analyst to say, look, this is the business problem. The business said they need to create this, or this is the business need, we need to create this. And then they run into the BA, who is now going to start holding something we call elicitation meetings, to start meeting with the key relevant stakeholders to collect more information, which they will break down in their BRD document and work with the team to execute. So the distinct difference is that the BA is actually more, they are more into breaking the business need down into smaller pieces of work. They get their hands dirty. Now, some organizations will expect a PO to be able to do that, right? Because they want you to a very good extent, you can break business needs down into documents, right? So what I try to do in class is that I teach you every possible document that you will need as a BA, as a PO. If you get on the job and they don't need you to do all of that, you are the PO that just attend meeting and just send this information down to the BA, then good for you, right? But if you're the PO that is expected to be able to do some level of documentation, then you are more equipped and well equipped to do that role.
Okay, thank you.
All right, cool. So, of course, like I was saying, they just ensure that they are reporting on the team, making sure that, everything the team is doing. Sometimes the business will ask the Scrum Master to make a presentation on how the team is doing, right? Jira is a tool that we use in class, but that tool is able to give you some of the statistics that you need to share with your management team or with your business side. But basically, just see the Scrum Master as someone that makes sure that everything is going fine. They're also called the servant leaders. They ensure that they work with both the business and both the development team to make sure that everything that they need is available and working well. So, cool. Now let me go into why Gen AI. Generative AI, for those people that know ChatGPT, and then, of course, for those people that now notice that on your WhatsApp, there is now AI, on your Facebook, there's now AI, on your Instagram, there's now AI. In fact, AI is haunting us everywhere. And then a lot of people are like, okay, does this mean our job is done? Very soon robots will be taking over the world. It's an interesting topic, and I wanted to really call this out, and I'll quickly talk about this within 5 minutes. Now, Gen AI is here, and Gen AI is here to stay, whether we like it or not. So what do we now do to become those people that are going to leverage it? To remember back in the days, okay, in product management, we used to just manage products. Oh, we need to build an application, we just build it. The next thing, the industry moved. Now industries are moving to Agile. So I've been on many organizations, including where I'm currently am today. They had no Agile, and we have to help them implement Agile. So we're teaching people what is Agile, how to write user stories. We are moving, we have transitioned, right? Now we're transitioning to Gen AI. Did Agile make us lose our job? No, it created new types of jobs. So it moved us from the old type of building products to using Agile. So people that were not Agile, we get their jobs, and people that were not Agile maybe will lose their job. Same thing with Gen AI. If we don't leverage on it, people that know how to use Gen AI to do their job will stay on the job, and people that cannot do it will lose their job. That's how I see it. So why am I calling this out? I'm calling this out that rather than run away from Gen AI, we are now going to embrace it. And now going to use it and make sure that we know how to get our job done better. Now, I will talk a little bit about how I apply it and how we are beginning to apply it in the Agile space. But I just want to call this out that it is a transformative force in Agile process. It is just going to transform the way we do Agile. It will transform the way we do work. It is not going to eliminate your role, but it's going to transform your role. It also helps and equip the product manager. So it now equips Scrum Master. The next slide is going to show you how it's equipping us, but it's equipping us to actually be better, more productive, faster turnaround time. And it's introducing AI, just like you have it on your WhatsApp and your Instagram now. AI is in all our Agile tools today. So now organizations are looking for people that know how to leverage AI, right? Now, it is a proactive and predictive approach, and it is not just about keeping pace with technology, it's about leveraging its potential. I'll give you an example. The organization where I'm currently a business consultant for a fintech organization, and guess what the project I'm working on now is to move and transition the entire organization to using AI, meaning that they are now introducing AI to all of their tools, and they want us to be able to teach people to know how to use these tools to make their work better. For example, last week, I created a survey using AI, which is now in our forms the survey is called a form. So of course, how you say, just like I shared the poll today, right? Wanted to find out from stakeholders how they're interacting with the tool. And normally I will go to my survey form and I'll start thinking about the question. How do I frame it? How do I phrase it? But in 2 seconds, I was able to ask AI, I need to send a questionnaire to 50,000 people, and I just want them to be able to tell me X, Y, Z. Can you create a form for me? Bam! Before you know it, 2 seconds, my form was ready. I shared it. What does that make me be? That makes me more efficient, because we're in a group meeting, some people are still thinking about how they will come up with the questions, and I just share the question. I'm like, okay, I'm all set. And they'll be like, wow, this was so quick. In fact, they were so amazed. Under 1 hour, already started getting feedback, right? Another thing that AI was doing, the AI actually started doing in my organization, is you can go into the AI space and say, and I'm sorry if I'm calling your name because I'm seeing your face. Nat just sent me an email requesting for XYZ. And then I forwarded that email to Asanat. Can you please link Nat's email with Asan's email and give a response to Lara? I actually used that and I was just amazed. And it just went into pull everything, and then it created, dear Lara, Nathaniel gave me so information, and I was able to get more feedback from Asanat, and she was and he asked me, do you want to send? I'm like, why not? Now that saved my God knows 1 hour thinking and analyzing the 2 emails. Into 5 seconds, I was able to send it. What am I saying? AI has actually come to change the way we work. It's not supposed to. Now, I was having a mentorship conversation with one of my bosses, and I said, what do you think about AI? He said, AI is going to literally change how we work, but now we are looking for people that know how to use this tool. And that was very interesting, because now, just like how they were looking for Agile BAs, they are now looking for Agile BAs that have AI experience, which is why we are deciding that, you know what, everybody has to understand how to use this. And quickly on this side, we'll now give birth to something called AI prompt engineering, which is now a lot of people are now adding it into their role, into their resume. I'm an AI prompt engineer. The simple English in what is AI prompt engineering is the ability to refine and prompt questions or commands, right? How do you ask the AI for stuff, right? Do you even know how to use this AI? Prompt engineering means the practice of designing and refining the questions, like knowing how to ask the questions, knowing how to present the question, knowing how to pull input versus output and getting the right output. If you have gotten to a point where you can use most of these agile tools, it gives you a leverage in the industry. And according to World Economic Forum, AI will displace 75 million jobs, but it will create 133 million new roles. So those are those dinosaurs that have refused to move with the AI tools and know how to use them. They will probably be the ones who will be replaced by the 133 million new roles that are going to be applying AI to their role. And then there is a human in the loop factor, which is the point where so people are scared that AI will take their jobs. No, AI still needs the human in the loop, meaning that person that will think out of the box and ask the right question, which is what we now train our students to know. How can you be that human in the loop to know how to be the human factor to ask the right question that will elicit the right questions and the right responses for you? And then the next slide is just going to show quickly some of the tools that are already being used today in the industry. And these tools are already being introduced into Agile tools. I'm not going to go into them, but some of them that stand out will be Jira software, Trello, Slack, Miro. Most of these tools, people are already having employing them in their organizations, and AI is already being used in most of these tools across product management roles. All right, any questions before I proceed from Gen AI feedback, and then I can go into what the training coverage areas look like. And then at that point, I will be sharing other feedback. Okay, Nathaniel.
Can you hear me? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do, so I can make a kind of a picture of it.
Okay.
1 second, please.
All right, so next, while he's doing that, next I'm going to be talking about coverage areas in class. What are some of the areas that we cover? And then I'm going to quickly take you to see some of the jobs in the industry and how we can leverage on them. So training coverage areas, my training coverage, it covers roles and function of teams. So in class, we are going to actually act out some of those roles. So today, Bukola can be the Scrum Master, Dami can be the BA, and we role play these roles in class so that we know how they are being used. We use the required Agile tools in class. Remove that. We use the required Agile tools in class, and we practice the software methodology, the SDLC lifecycle from start to finish. So we build actual products. I could just say, can you tell me where you currently work? What product do you use? And we use that as a real example to build real products in class using all the Agile tools. And this helps you to build confidence. So for example, if Joe were in my class and then he's able to build about 3 products, real life products, we use real tools and real application. When he gets to an interview, he's not going to be cramming anything, right? He's going to basically use knowledge from what he has done in class, and he's also able to speak to a recruiter, explaining it's almost like an internship. So it gives you the exposure to real products and real tools. Of course, we write user stories and acceptance criteria. We use another application called Lucy to create swim lane and process flow diagrams. We use Snagit to do our mock-up. We use Confluence and Jira for our BRD documents, our writing our user stories. We role play Scrum ceremonies, and now we're already introducing Gen AI tools. So we're actually building products. Before then, we spend God knows how long to build products. Now we can teach students to know the right prompts to put in AI tools to pull how to build a BRD document, how to build some of the documentation that will be required of you in your organization. And of course, we help with interview preparation. We transition students to a class where it's strictly preparing their resume, preparing them for interviews, ensuring that they know how to apply, when to apply, mock interviews, even during interviews, various stages of interviews, just to help them better. And of course, we expose them to the certification exams. And then this part where they shadow real life work scenarios, I try my best to bring in real life scenarios to class where they can listen to some meetings and see how they are done in real life. And then it's not taking them aback. It's almost create more credibility and believability for the students when they can hear it. And of course, we give access to all our Agile tools. We don't take it away. So even after class, even on the job, I see my students still go back to those tools and try to practice whatever it is that they are doing at work. So we give access to those tools. We don't take it away, and that helps our students to actually stay, fresh. And of course, we support the student even on the job. So if you get on the job and you still need help with your project, we give you all of that help. This is just a quick flow. When the class starts, we introduce you to the concept, and then we start with presentation and documentation and communication skills. So we do soft skills. We tell you to prepare PowerPoint presentation and present to the class. And we use tools like Jira, Lucid, Confluence to build our document and make our document look very good. We help to ensure that students build projects in class, and they actually build it from scratch by themselves with my support, of course. But the fact that they're doing it themselves, it's a lot of work. But by the time they're able to build a document from end to end, they feel so confident, right? And that gives them the opportunity to go on the job and actually just jump on it, because they have done it in class several times over and over again. So they just jump on it. And so my students get on the job, and in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're getting recommendation from their bosses saying that their documentations are awesome, are excellent. And some of those feedback actually makes me feel good that I'm doing the right thing. And of course, certification is taken during class. And then of course, we jump into the interview prep. And after they get the job, we move them into a community of practice channel, which is a professional channel. We meet every Saturday. I actually did meet with them this morning. And some of my students here that are already on the job, we meet and we discuss the industry, what's going on, what are you working on, how can we help you, how can we support you? That keeps people in the loop, right? It gives them that confidence and that courage even on the job. All right, so let me clear this one and then talk about so Mark, you have a question, and then I want to look at job opportunities. Mark, your question.
Yeah, thank you. First, I just want to know, at the end of your program, it will be assumed that I have how many years of experience? And do we need any certification? Because if it is assumed that I have 4 or 5 years of experience, it is expected of me to have at least have one certification.
That's a good question. So the truth is, we help you package, depending on what you've been doing before, we help you assume the level of experience you can claim, depending on how we can help you repackage your resume. This thing is on individual basis. Some people can go in with 10 years, some people can go with 5 years, some can go in with 3 years. We also suggest and advise you, hey, based on how you are, based on your experience, this is the kind of role you can take. I can tell you easily that, hey, I think you will be good as a Scrum Master, so number of years experience, based on my interaction with you and based on how you were able to perform during the class. Some people are excellently good, communication skill 100%, documentation, they have past experience, you can help them transition into Agile. In those cases, I just give them advice on what area that they can take and how many years of experience. And in terms of certification, you go to scrum.org. Towards the end of the class, I send you the links to scrum.org. You go there, take the practice exams, very easy, you will pass them. But I can assure you that once you go into an interview and do excellently well in an interview, you don't really need to worry so much about my certificate, my qualification. Your conversation with your recruiter usually would most likely get you a job easily with the right words. So that's why our 8 weeks, the 8 weeks after the 12 weeks training is very important. That's the point where we take people through what is expected of the recruiters. We help you to package your response. We help you to package your resume. And by the time you go into an interview, I do share some of my interviews from some of my students. You hear them saying, this is excellent, this is awesome. That's what they want to know. If you have PhD, doctorate, everything, all the certification that, like I listed in the beginning of this, and you cannot defend an interview, you never get the job. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter. But if you do very well in your interview, you probably get the job and they will never even ask for any qualification. I've seen that happen many times. Now, I want to just run through very quickly to LinkedIn. I have LinkedIn, I have Indeed open. If you refresh this, so these are just product owners in the United States, just roughly checking if the opportunities, this is 2,210 results of product owner alone roles, right? The fact that these jobs are there, right? And most times for my students that are in this class and alumni, they would see the job description and they understand it completely well because we've done everything in class, which is the advantage that my students actually get. So when you go to Scrum Master role, the same thing. If you go on LinkedIn, say how many jobs, I'm looking for Scrum Master roles, just click on jobs, Scrum Master roles. You can actually query remote opportunities, or I want only remote opportunities, I want easy apply. You will see that there are so many of these roles. Most of them are recruiting and most of them are actively in the market. This is Indeed, right? This is 2,598 jobs for Scrum Master roles. And the good thing is that they will put the amount, $100,000 to $145,000 a year. This is $122,000 to $186,000 a year. They will actually put the rate and the salary that they're paying on this website, and you can actually see that, first of all, the opportunities exist. So if you prepare yourself and you get into this space, then there is definitely opportunity for you to actually leverage and get into this space. That is just the real truth. If you go to LinkedIn, go to Indeed, go to ZipRecruiter, query those roles and search for opportunities. The opportunities are always there. And the opportunities are for those people that are ready to actually get into that space and leverage that space. Now, not your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I am in Germany, right? And I will be moving to Texas next month. Next month, May. And I'd already done the Scrum Master certification right here in Germany, right? But to tell you the truth, I've not done anything practically oriented in terms of, right? And so that's why I'm open to start your coaching program in May, right? So the question I've got is, will I be able to function as a Scrum Master and Agile coach? Would I be able to work as
When
a
you
Scrum
come now or after the training?
after the training?
So after the training, you can actually work as either a Scrum Master, a product owner, or a business analyst, all three roles. We train all three. It's 3 in 1. Meaning that after the training, choose the one that you prefer. But what I do, after the training, my students will put all 3, will spread it in your resume. Meaning that if it's a Scrum Master role, you can attend it. If it's a PO role, you can attend it. Actually, they would love it when you have touched base with most of all the roles, because it means that this one has experience from this angle, so they know that you can even handle a Scrum Master role because you've been there, done that. They know you can handle a BA role, you've been there, done that. My first ever job in this industry, I was a BA/Scrum Master. they didn't have a scrum master. So when they see that you have a track record, they probably would want to kill two birds with one stone, right? And then they would prefer to employ you. That's why some of my students will say, I just want to be a scrum master. I'll be like, I know, but just learn all three. Trust me. When you finish, you can decide that you want to major in one area, but put everything in your resume. It gives you more advantage, because as much as there are 2,000 plus in each of these roles opportunity, a lot of people are applying across the world. So you want to make sure that you are well positioned and, putting yourself, giving yourself the right opportunity out there. Does that answer your question?
Sure, it answers my question, but it's kind of follow-up question to that. Will it also reflect in the salary if I work or if I function as a
I had
scrum
that
master?
question a few days ago. Maybe not.
Oh, really?
Maybe not. It depends. So, for example, the role where they are taking you as a double, they probably will pay you, maybe let's say they pay you 120K for the both roles. They won't pay you the double salary. But what that does for you is that it makes you indispensable, right? And then it builds your experience. So I normally tell my students, take it. I don't care how much you're paying. If you get both roles, take it. Do it for a couple of months. You become so good. You can now go and get what you want. Use it as a landing pad for yourself. So don't worry about the money. Don't look into the money so much. Just go and learn, basically. And that's what most of my students do. And then they become so good in 3 months. They are so good because they are so exposed. They'll be stressed up, no doubt. But I'm always there to hold their hands when they feel overwhelmed. We talk, I connect with them 1 hour, 2 hours, help them settle into their projects. And then before you know it, they'll stop calling me. I'm like, okay, you are now good. So it's always an opportunity. If you get those 2 roles, take it. Don't take data analysts with it, because unless you know data well, data analysis is overwhelming.
Okay.
But you can take BA Scrum Master, you can take PO, but don't take data analysis. Unless you know how to use those data analytics tools, I tell my students to not take it. Roy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to know, does this require having cloud experience?
Not really. Not really.
Oh,
Not
okay.
really. It doesn't matter. If you have cloud experience, addition, but it doesn't matter. BAs, these roles I like to liken it to a driver. You can drive in Germany, not right? When you come to Texas, can you not drive in Texas? All you need to do is what? Learn the new rules, right? So BA or product management, we manage products. If I manage insurance products today, does not mean I cannot manage healthcare product tomorrow. Does not mean I cannot manage Uber product tomorrow, driving share app, because all I need to do is understand how to manage the product, right? I know these are the steps to follow. So regardless of the application I'm faced with, I know the steps to follow.
Okay,
Joe.
just a
Okay.
follow-up question. If they need to migrate maybe from prem to cloud, and they need a product owner that would help them manage the migration process, does the product owner needs to have adequate knowledge of the cloud environment, or he only needs to understand, the frameworks and, the steps in the migration process to ensure completeness and accuracy?
You only need to understand what is the business need. What do they want to do?
Okay.
They want to transition this. Also, document that, work with the development team to execute that. You don't have to don't have to be a SME in cloud space to handle that. You just need to know how to interact with the relevant stakeholders and know how to ask the right question, which is what we teach you to do. So before I ask Joe, Ro, did I answer your question? Okay. So before I answer Joe's question, I know I have like a few people from my class. I'm sorry I said 1 hour. Anyone that would be willing to just speak to your experience. So from the point of view of I'm a student now, this is what the student the training looks like. I would really love a volunteer from here. I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys that I will call you out, but I'm not forcing you. I'm sorry, but if you would like to speak to it, please indicate by raising your hand. I can pin you. And then, so current past students, I will appreciate it just to share your experience so that they can also ask you questions. I would love that. Thank you, Jumoke. Thank you, Lara. So Joe, let's take your question and then we'll jump to Lara, Jumoke. And I think Remy had her hands raised.
Yeah, thank you. So my question is like, I'm already a Scrum Master, right? And I'm trying to like transit into that product management role itself. And from your coaching just now, you said it's 3-in-1. Like after taking this class, am I going to really be able to take the job as a product manager or a product owner?
you will
I
be
just
able
want
to
to.
take the job effectively in any of the 3 roles, because we are actually handling all 3 roles. So we usually start up with the role of the BA Scrum Master, BA/PO. So from the PO point of collecting information, you as the BA will begin to document those information. We do all of that. Then once we finish documentation, we'll now transition to Jira, which is where the Scrum Master plays most role. So the Scrum Master is now to facilitate the team. Okay, prioritize the backlog, sprint planning, daily stand-up. So we do all of that. So we're going to start with POPM, right? So I know most of my Scrum Masters will be so impatient, like, when are we going to get to Jira? I said, don't worry, learn everything, right? And then by the time we transition to Jira, we'll now say, okay, now Scrum Master role, facilitate this meeting, facilitate this meeting. I also share some of the meetings from my job. They listen to it, and then they are able to understand, and then we apply ourselves. So at the end of the day, Joe, you should be able to apply yourself to all 3 roles.
Okay, sorry. So one more question before I go. In the certification part, does the certification, does it like include the POPM certification, or it's just the normal? Yeah.
So the Scrum.org, you have certified product Scrum owner, you have certified Scrum Master,
Okay.
and they have so many certifications there, whatever you want to do. Some people already have Scrum Master certification, they take the higher one. You can just go around and play with it. Those things are very easy.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So cool. So Lara on the house, my UK student, all the way from UK. All right, you have the floor.
Okay, so what do you want me to speak on the fact that I'm a current...
Your experience, how you heard about me, what the class, what your concerns were, what is the class looking like now, anything. Anything.
Okay. Anyway, I saw your interview with Dr. Shola on Instagram. So I remember giving you a call. We actually had a chat and everything, because I'd already done like 2 different business analyst courses, yeah, but I didn't know nothing. And this is me that I've paid like how many thousands of pounds to do it. So when I had a conversation with Coach Rennie, she actually said, don't worry, maybe the 3rd time is a charm, you're going to get it. You know, and I was like, Lord Jesus, I hope I get it, because trust me, I've wasted money. And these are reputable people. I can't call names, but you know, they're reputable anyway. So when I joined the class, I didn't even have any idea of the way the teaching was going to go. But I think we're almost to the end of our 12 weeks now. And I can tell you categorically, she's going to break it down in a way that you will do the work. You understand the process. You'll be able to draw anything. I never knew how to use Lucid or Snagit, or I didn't even know how to draw nothing. But I'm working on my own product now, and I think I've finished it already. I've actually been able to put it into Confluence and Jira. And trust me, as in, we've not even gone to interview prep, but I can easily talk about, BRD, how you get it, how you put it together. And actually proud of myself. I was talking to my sister 2 days ago. She is practicing a Scrum. She's learning Scrum. She was like, maybe I'll actually come and tell her about it. You get. So if you're in doubt, I'll tell you that it's money well spent. Trust me, you're not losing anything. In fact, you're gaining too much knowledge for the market. She's giving you 3 in 1, not just every other place that will say, okay, pay as a business analyst, they'll train you as that, or product owner, or Scrum. They break it separately, but she's giving you the 3 package in 1. So that by the time you get into the market, there's no how you don't stand out. You get. So if you have any question, throw it my way. I'm almost done with my class. So I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Lara. I was looking at your project and I'm like, good job. I will share it briefly for people to see, but I really love your mock-up.
All right, no problem.
That was very great. Thank you so much, Lara. That's Lara's project. I was just peeping into Lara. Look at Lara now drawing mock-up. She's now packaging. She's not a well packaged. Let me see. She's not a well.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was just looking at your work.
I didn't know how to do all this.
This is someone that had 0, and I tell them, just have an open mind, and you'll be able. And this is a real project, by the way, that she's able to build from the scratch.
Yeah.
From the scratch, we take a topic, they give them assignment, they go and build it. Your mock-up is awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
So my students are able to. So there's no how that they go. When they get on the job and they build all of these things, people actually scream. Like I see managers' feedback say, "What? like, my students do very well in the industry because it's a lot of work, but they get it right. Thank you so much, Lara.
The funny thing is that, like you made mention of it, that we can actually talk about it because we built it.
Yes.
Most of the other places that I learned, they actually, when they give you projects, they're actually telling you the project. So you have to cram the process.
Yes.
I couldn't put it together. As in, I actually failed one interview very well because of that. But with this, you did the work.
Thank you.
No how. You can't say, oh, I built this, I elicited this, I did that. There's no how. You have it in your head already.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's the essence. I try to, it's a lot of work my students go through. Sometimes some will cry, some will scream, but guess what? They get it and they're so happy. Like Lara, thank you so much for the feedback. Jumoke?
Yes, sorry, I'm driving. So, hi everyone. So my name is Jumoke. I am a coach training student, not past student. I just finished my interview prep, which was 8 weeks long. It's an amazing experience. So for the class itself, I would say it's been very good experience. I met a lot of classmates, and I was able to do a project that I would not have been able to do if I didn't have Coach Rennie helping me. She's very helpful. She's an amazing coach. She will hold your hand throughout the entire experience, even the class during the interview prep. Along with the other team leads that were able to help us out. So I'll say from my own experience, I'm a registered nurse, so I decided to switch over to business analysis because I felt like I need to do something out there. I'm tired of being a nurse because it's very stressful right now. So I found out about Coach Rennie from Pastor Shola as well, and I jumped right in because I know Pastor Shola is always amazing. Telling you, if you do this, this will help you. So I jumped in, made the payment, and started the program. I did not have any idea of what business analysis was before I joined, but once I joined, I understand that we're already doing what business analysis we do anyway in our day-to-day life, now in our job. So it's something that I could do. I've been able to create a project, with the help of coach and my teammates, from scratch to finish. And since I did that, I've been able to talk about that in that interview that I've been having. I would say, go ahead. You have nothing to lose. It's something that will be beneficial to you and your family. Life-changing experience. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was just sharing she's in healthcare, of course, and she built a healthcare project. I was just sharing some of her projects, her work. These are people that have never done this before, and they're able to use all of these tools. So this is one of her projects. This is healthcare based because she's in the healthcare space. So sometimes I encourage you, if you're like using these applications already at work, in your day life, I just encourage you to use it so that it will become an authority in that space. All right, I know Remy is here. Adedeji, thank you, Jumoke, so much. I appreciate your feedback. Adedeji, I know you have a question. Remy and Dami Fasino, you would go next if you're here. Then let's take Adedeji question quickly, then take Remy and Dami.
Oh, hi, yeah. Sorry, thanks for the opportunity given anyway. Sorry, okay. Consider the previous question that was being asked earlier then. Literally, I've gone into, let me say, 2 classes and everything regarding BA and Scrum Master, right? Definitely this is something let me just say we are all new to. Everyone, we've been into 1 or 2 other jobs earlier before.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you'll be under a training where they all believe everybody knows that thing. There are times I've been under a training where we're almost like about 300 in a class and everything. So it got so overwhelming, like I couldn't really get to pick up with anybody, like, okay, well, this thing is not really clear to me, and the like. So it was overwhelming for me initially, right? So later on, I had to pick up myself, right? I went on Udemy, I went on compliance and everything. So why I intend to join the training is like, I don't really want to work under any regulations and anything. Because as a compliance officer, right, there is a regulation that works for the Europe, that works for the America, that works for Canada, right? So that's literally why I'm really taking up this thing. My own is like in a particular class, like how many people will be in a class?
So I like that question, and I wish somebody can speak to you, but I'll speak to you because of time. We do something, Emmanuel. Okay, let let Emmanuel speak to that and talk about how you think we actually manage that, because we actually break our teams down into smaller groups that help. So let Emmanuel go quickly.
All right, hi
So
guys.
sort of
Sorry,
answer that question.
I'm somewhere. I'm trying to do something for my kids, so I couldn't just miss this. Let me run into that. The last question that was asked is an excellent question. All right, so even if you are 300, which I don't think we've gotten to, Coach Remy has a way of impacting knowledge. There's a break room. There's something should put you into different groups, maximum of 8 of you, and then you meet. You're going to have what she calls an agreement. Yeah, so for you to work, working agreement for you to work, with. That way, you're going to impact depending on what you guys want. Like from my own, I'm a current student. What we do is we meet averagely 3 times, and if we have a very big task, we make it 4 times in a week. That way, you understand. For some of us, all right, for some of us that are a little slow in learning, you come out to the team and tell them what you want, and then you have somebody jumping in at any time to help you. Something that you need to know about Coach Remy, I'll just tell you this. She's so awesome. There's somebody you can call by 12 midnight, send her a message, and then she's going to jump into it. Yeah, I was listening to someone that was talking about cloud. All right, I will tell you, I'm in the States currently. I have an MSc in business analytics, but there was something I was always going for an interview. It was never scaling through. I heard about Coach Remy earlier on. I was like, oh, do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need this? But I'll tell you, it's been 2 months thereabout of awesome, great learning. I could speak to any project you want me to speak. I could speak to any of this function, be a BA, be a Scrum Master, be a PO or a PM. I'll tell you, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. You don't need to miss it. You don't need to miss it. So feel relaxed, and then you just join up the group.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Manuel. All right. Is Remy here? Who is here? Okay, Bisola is here.
I'm here. Let me quickly speak.
Okay, let Remy speak. Then Bisola.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Remy Mo. I like to be called that name. And I want to say that I got to know of Coach Remy, just as everyone has been saying, through Dr. Shola platform, and I did not regret it. I was a student, and I'm working as a business analyst and Scrum Master at my job. I want to say I'm 58 years old. Initially, even when I joined, my daughter is a Scrum Master. She's like, Mommy, you can't do it. That would be too much. This I go through this, go through that. You can't do it, this is to that. I said, no, I'll do it. And when I joined the class, just a meeting like this, I heard my opinion like this. What my daughter said, I said, don't worry. Trust me, you're going to do well. And true to her words, I actually did well. I was able to get the job. Our training is top notch. I'm not trying to praise her. I've said it several times, and she's going to even give you on the job as help. I mean, when you get on the job, she's not leaving you. She's going to be with you. Make sure that until you are confident, just as she said. I mean, she's a fantastic coach. She breaks everything down for you. And trust me, if I have any interview scheduled, I make sure I go through our slides, read everything from the beginning to the end before I attend any interview, and that has helped me. And the project as well, the job that I have right now is a project that I did in class that I speak to that got me the job. So she makes sure that you guys have enough information. You have your project to write it from the beginning to the end yourself, develop your documentation, your BRD, so that I can be able to speak to it. This is one of the things that she did that helped me. Trust me, you're in safe hands. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Remy. I appreciate. All right, let's see, Justin. Okay, Dami has, so Justin, Dami, you go after Justin quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. Hi, Justin.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak again once again. And yeah, I've known Coach Rennie for over, let's say, 3 years now. And trust me, it's been an amazing experience with her. I've been a business analyst for about 2 years now, and I'm in my second job. My first, after the training, when she says she's gonna hold your hands, she's definitely gonna hold your hands. I'm like, I need you to like hold my hands. During my interviews, my first interview, I told her this is what I said. She was like, speak to me your transcript. I say, oh no, Justin, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna say. And I started amending my ways. She was like, hey, you should record your interview so that I can hear what you speak, so that I can make sure you are using the right terminologies during your interviews, which is very important. And I tried to amend myself. Oh, and behold, and I got into a very good job, healthcare domain. I started working. I said, hey, I'm going to have you hold my hands. There are a lot of things I don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes I'll be in a meeting, I'm going to call her. She say, hey, be in that meeting. I'm going to be listening to what they are saying. I'm going to tell you what they need from you, which is amazing. Nobody's going to do that for you. And she's at work. That day she was at work. She said, just wait, I'm in a meeting. And she was able to join. And that was how after a particular period, I said, okay, you know what? I think I'm good here. I'm doing fine. And in my second role, she didn't know when I was doing my interview. I got the job. I say I'm working in so space now. I'm working with defense now. Ministry of military right now, and she has been there for me. So what I'm trying to say is, you can do it. I have never been a business analyst. I came to America like 4 years ago. And today I can tell you she has been a very important person in my life. And being a business analyst or a scrum master or a product owner, you're going to enjoy working in that because it's an interesting job. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's very interacting, and you have your time. If you have kids, you have time for your kids. If you like traveling, you can always take your work to travel. I traveled to Nigeria 1 month. I was working from Nigeria. So what am I saying? It's a very good thing. You are meeting a very good coach, and she's going to hold your hands from start to finish. And once again, thank you, Rennie, for always being there for all of us, not just me, for everyone you've coached before.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Justin. It's been an honor. All right, cool. Dami.
Thank you so much. I apologize. I won't be able to show my face. Everybody have said everything I will say, so I think there's nothing more to say. But in that there's nothing more to say, there's also something more to say. If you are still having your doubts, if you're still thinking that, do you think this will work for me? My background, I don't even know Jack. Like, I don't think I can do this. We had people in my class then that were nowhere before, and now they are somewhere. So the class is tailored towards different learning styles: the slow learners, the fast learners, the mid learners. So just what you just need to do, overcome your fears, and this is just the right thing for you. Well, I was among the last class that finished, and I got 2 job offers. Right now I'm sticking to one, and well, I'm still looking for another. So this is something you can do. I think don't just doubt it. If others can do it, if we heard Remy 58 years old, if she can do it, if others can do it, you can do it. So don't self-sabotage yourself. And Coach Rani is, when I remember my first project, in fact, she did it, and I said I should go and do it, and she did it and said it to me, and okay, let's walk through this, and let's
Your interview, right?
Yes, no, before the interview is another one now, you remember?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
USAID one.
Okay.
Yes, so she did it. Yes, so you are not alone. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dami. Dami is one of the new people on the job. I got a feedback at her BRD, which she submitted. It was awesome. I like hearing feedback when I see that you guys are out there and getting very good feedback and recommendation from your boss is something that makes me happy. Anyway, thank you so much, Dami, Lara. I know Bisola wanted to speak, but then Jay has been awesome. Jay has been referring a lot of people to me. I appreciate that. Thank you, Emmanuel. I'm gonna just quickly share my last slide while I'm entertaining questions. So just quickly, the run timeline with how we teach. When we start on May 14, for example, we spend 12 weeks running through use of application, building real projects, real-time development from inception to completion. And then we spend another 8 weeks where we focus on interview prep, ensuring that you can actually go for those interviews and do well. And so far, 12 weeks is not enough to teach 3 whole careers, but we've been doing our very, very best. My students come out after that 12 weeks. And by the time we now help them package themselves during the 8 weeks, they are actually able to go into the space with so much confidence, with so much experience, using those tools, and they are able to do very, very well. Anyway, these are the next class starts May 14. Class is usually Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. EST to 10:30 p.m. EST. So you have to check your time zone. I remember when Lara first joined, she said, 8:30 p.m. is 1 a.m. my time. Go training, I can't do it. I said, Lara, there's nothing impossible for you. And she's one of my students that never miss a class, always on time. In the middle of the night, she's shiny, bright. I'm like, are you sure it's the middle of the night in the UK? So she's doing very well. I do appreciate that. I was so worried about her. I'm like, maybe she's one of those students that will run away, but she's one of my favorite students. She's always there and showing up. These are contact details, our payment details. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group. It's that way I'm able to give you real-time information and feedback. I'm just going to put the link in the chat for those people that don't have it. And then I'm going to open for questions and answer to round up the session. Anybody needs any clarification, the class registration is already open and is already half filled. My class is usually not big because with every way, the way you hear people say they call me in the midnight, they share their projects with me, I join them in their meetings, I won't be able to do it if I have a very big class. So it's usually a very small class. And I always want to make sure that I'm able to help everybody one by one, hold their hands. I break them also into groups. So they have teams within each class that they also connect, and I'm able to help them on team-based level. They are building products on individual-based level and team-based level. So that way, there's no how you're going to miss anything because you have people that are very good supporting those that are struggling in a group, and then on the class setting, we now hold everybody's hands and everybody have access to the application. So I'm able to go into their product and give individual feedback and corrections. Cool. Any questions? I know we overshoot. It's supposed to be 1 hour session, but of course we overshoot by a few minutes. Apologize. Anybody want to, and then for those that want to have like payment plan, for example, let's say I can't pay 2,500 in full and I need to register ASAP because payment means registration, please send me a private WhatsApp message and we will discuss the payment plan. Same fee for any part of the country. For those asking where they are, if you reach out to me, I could work out something for you on a personal basis, but the fee does not differ with location. Because I don't differ with how I teach. I give everybody equal treatment, equal training, equal support, and it's always easier and better that way. Any questions, any feedback? Thank you so much for all my students that took our time to join. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And Joe.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, is there a deadline for the time to sign up?
Deadline is when my class is full. So right now it's almost half full. I would say safely before the end of the month, I should be in a good place. But if you're truly, truly interested, send me a message and let's talk.
Okay.
So that if I have to keep a slot for you, I can. But to be honest, for me to have a full practical session, especially with introducing full gen AI into my training now, which is no added cost. Even my students that have left, I'm giving them one-on-one training on Gen AI if they need that help. I would need people to let me know, send me a message, and we can keep a slot for you.
All right, thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I hope that you all have a beautiful weekend. I do appreciate, again, all my students and alumni that joined. You guys always make it fun. I always feel good listening to you guys talk. from the other side. And I also always appreciate everyone that has been a part of my journey as well as I am a part of your journey. Leke has a question, I guess.
Yes, thank you, Rennie, for everything. I just wanted to see the slide for the curriculum again, the way you divided it 4 weeks. I just wanted to see what the expectations are for 4 weeks.
Okay, I will quickly look for that slide. Hold on. All right, let me share. I have multiple screens open here. All right, so 4 weeks, we do introduction to Agile concepts and the use of collaboration tools. So we use Teams. In the organization, of course, you use Teams. So we want to make sure that you're using the same collaboration tools. And then we introduce you into the concept of Agile and what it means. And then we start using tools and applications. So we use Snagit, Lucid, Confluence, Jira. Sometimes my students get overwhelmed, but they get it. So we use all of these tools. We make sure that you're using the tools to execute your project. So in the first 4 weeks, in fact, in 4 weeks, you'll be amazed at how much you've done, because we'll start with things like soft skills, like make a presentation, teach you what a presentation means, how to do a PowerPoint, like those simple things that would actually help you stay on the job, right? Because some people get the job, they can't stay on the job. So we teach you the soft skills, and then we'll now start delving into real products, real development, and then we ensure that you're able to transition a project from Confluence to Jira, follow all the Scrum ceremonies. Everybody's going to role play in class. I know last class, my students, we had to role play a Scrum Master, a product owner, backlog refinement session. We do all of these things so that by the time you do it over and over again, you are solid, right? And nothing is new to you. And then, of course, the last 8 weeks is certification, interview prep, post-training support. We help you on the job. There is no time limit to that. I was speaking to someone and I said, oh, how do you help people that have left your class and you want to help them on certain new technology like AI? I'm like, once you've gone through my class, you're already my family automatically. I don't take extra money, maybe in future, but for now, I don't take extra money for my past students. I support them. Like, it's become a family thing, and they get all the support that they need real time.
Okay, so when is the program starting?
May 14.
Okay, thank you.
The next class is starting, but registration is already ongoing.
All right, okay, thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Let me see if I have. Thank you.
Coach Rennie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you please send me
Did you send me a message on WhatsApp?
No, I sent you a direct message on this chat.
Okay, let me see that. I had Ty, you want to go ahead?
Did you see the message?
I'm looking for it. Can you send me another one?
All right.
Okay, see.
You see?
Okay, I'm gonna check. I hope I turned it on. But I'm gonna send the video at the end of this class. So if you're on the WhatsApp group, please join. If you're not, I'm gonna quickly put the link here so that you can copy the link and just click on it. So I'm putting the link to the WhatsApp group. I'm gonna paste it there, and I'm gonna also send the recording to you guys that join.
Thank you.
Ty, do you still have a question, or can we call it a day? Ty, you had a question. Okay, go ahead, Ty. Ty, you still there? You're on mute if you're speaking. Go ahead, Ty, you're on mute. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the question was, how do I register? What is the WhatsApp
I put the link, the WhatsApp group link, but I would send my phone number so let me go back to the screen where I have my phone number. I'll just put my phone number here in the chat. Send me a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
And then I will send you all the information. Are you on the WhatsApp group?
Not yet.
Okay, so join. I always put all the information there. Send me a WhatsApp message, and I also put the link. Click on the link I put on the group on the Zoom message and get into the WhatsApp group so that I can share any update there, and also send you a message. All right, cool. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Everyone that jumped on this call, I will be sending the recording to the group chat and via emails. And thanks for my current, past students, my colleagues. My students are now colleagues. Thanks for joining. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Take care.
Bye, Coach.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye, Coach. Thank
Perpetual.
you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a
Bye.
nice weekend.
You too.